Who would I be if I already knew the answer? Who would I be and what would I be paying attention to right now if this just were irrelevant and this wasn't even in my life and I actually had what I wanted instead? And so I train myself to think that way and focus on that vision rather than the obstacle. And it's about choosing to stay aligned with your vision and not getting derailed by fear, doubt, or the current 3D reality. And that's what the work is. And the cool thing is we don't have to do this perfectly, which makes it so much easier, and you still can get everything that you want. And so it's understanding that manifesting is a game of consistency, not a game of perfection. If you can commit to seeing yourselves already living the reality you want, despite what your senses are experiencing, you will create the momentum to shift you and shift the odds in your favor to get what you want. And that is what the work is. So how do you do that? Visualization, scripting, affirmations are tools to anchor yourself over and over in this mindset daily. You have to choose to be that version of you and stop waiting for the circumstance to come in first and then make you that version of you. Okay. That's the wrong way to do it. That's the way that you're not being a conscious manifester. And so if you want to really anchor in your power of being the creator of your reality, you want to start shifting your mindset to see things different. So the third point is trust the process and let go of the timeline. So a lot of you get stuck and you fucking obsess over how and when will it show up? Well, guess what, babes? That ain't your fucking responsibility. Thank goodness. Because if it was your responsibility, that means you would have to control every step of everything. And that would be exhausting. And you probably would fail at it significantly because there's too many moving parts of what epiphany this person has to have, how this could move that way in order to get you what you want. And by the way, you can't even see and understand all the ways that your manifestation can unfold because again, you're only deciding and determining how something could come to be based off your perception of reality, which is limited in just the information you've either lived or the information you're privy to now, which I'm going to tell you right now, as humans, we're processing billions of bits of information through our five senses every day. And we reject like 99% of it. So think about that. So you don't even have a grasp. We don't have the bird's eye view. And that's the fun part. That's what makes it fun, is because it will show up better than you can even imagine. It'll show up understanding that it's all going to work out and you're going to get what you want, and not looking at, oh my God, it needs to happen now. It needs to happen by Christmas. If I don't get it by my birthday, if this doesn't happen by tomorrow at noon, that means shit doesn't work. Well, what if it happened tomorrow at noon at noon 01, right? Like 12:01 p.m. Eastern time. Does that mean you didn't get what you wanted? Or what if it happened at, 2 days later at noon? Did that mean you didn't get what you wanted? So many people get stuck with this because you continuously obsess and you're trying to fucking control everything. And if you're trying to control everything, it means you're scared and you don't trust. Because and I know this from growing up the way I grew up, right, in foster care, that I was a major control freak back in the days. And it was because I always felt insecure within me. So it made me feel calmer if I can control all these scenarios. And so I would play them out in my head and I would take action in the 3D to try to manipulate and control situations and things and people. But sometimes it worked good for me, but most of the time it didn't.